Welcome back to Funnysad, a show where you have two hosts, myself, Travis Nelson, but also
Vanessa Don. We're back, y'all.
what's up, Vanessa? This week we have another very funny comedian based out of the Seattle area. We have Brett Hamil. What's up, Brett?
Woo!
What's up, y'all?
Yeah, and Brett is a comedian, but also you're a cartoonist, you're a writer, you've done everything creative. You have a green skateboarding ramp that you green screen. It's all great. You got a great couple dogs named Merle and Wheezy.
Yeah,
Merle. I like Wheezy too.
yeah, I know you're a big Merle. You always will like a picture of Merle.
100% of the time, I get pumped on Merle. Yeah, I see that goofy face, and I'm like, that guy. That's my guy.
I don't know if I'm a comedian anymore. Does anyone like?
I think I'm a YouTuber technically.
Yeah, I'm having an identity crisis.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, I guess I just work now. Say funny things to people.
Yeah, it's funny because I always thought I would quit comedy, but comedy quit me.
Right?
Kind of how I feel okay about it actually, because I'm like, no, it took a pandemic to knock me out of the game.
Yeah, I'm actually. It's like I'm not. There's no FOMO, right? So it's not like you quit and everyone else went on doing it. Like they all had to quit too. So anyone you had a grudge against or anyone that you were jealous of because they were funnier than you or whatever, they don't get to do comedy either. So we're all good. I think we have a nice stasis going here.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, isn't it? You don't have to worry about anybody getting ahead. I like that angle.
Right. I mean, except for other states.
True.
Yeah, but they're all going to die of COVID.
Yeah. I just saw one. There was a comedy festival they put on in Calgary, and like 9 of the people that put on the festival got COVID, and they were like volunteers and stuff too. So,
do you think there was any industry there?
No.
Calgary.
All right, Vanessa. This time, would you mind if I read the first tweet?
No, go ahead.
Okay, because I picked one out that I want to be the first tweet. And Brett, I think you know what it's going to be. You tweeted, "Tonight, my son realized that iPoopRobot, the robot who sometimes wipes his butt, is actually me, his father. I tried to obfuscate, but he knows." Talk to us about iPoopRobot, Brett.
Well, iPoopRobot is one of the robots in our house that will sometimes I will pass it off to him and he will come in. "Hello, I am iPoopRobot. How may I assist you?" Initiating butt wiping sequence, and he will wipe the kid's butt in my place. And he will talk to the kid about different things. He comes from a planet, the poop planet, that was taken over by the pee robots. Okay. There's a whole backstory.
Yeah, there's a lore to it.
Yeah, there's a whole, I mean, as you do these things with kids, you realize you need to have like a plausible world building, right? So iPoopRobot would come in and it's just something I did to liven up the poo routine. And then the other night he was like, "Daddy, I want iPoopRobot." So I leave the room and then I'll be like, "Hey, iPoopRobot, he wants to see you." Coming, and then I'll come back in as iPoopRobot. And then he was like, "iPoopRobot, you're really Brett, aren't you?" And he really broke the fourth wall on that one.
Did you yes and? Were you like, does not compute?
I was like, "No, I am iPoopRobot." I denied it. So that's kind of where it stands now.
You don't wear a costume or anything. You just no.
I just move my arms like this. Initiating butt wiping sequence. I do a lot of like.
You're method about it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That is. I am duty bound to try any restaurant in Seattle that serves okra and/or catfish. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is just very informative. Like, where's the best catfish, Brett?
I mean, there isn't really right now. Like, soul food is like something that I'm from the South. I'm from Florida, and soul food, Southern cooking, barbecue. I just kind of lump them all in for Seattle purposes because there's so few of them. But here in Seattle, those are like luxury. The cheap stuff that dudes used to eat so they could go and plow fields and lay sod and stuff. And they just had to eat all these like high calorie foods just to like keep doing manual labor. Now in Seattle, that's like luxury food,
Right.
So you get like, you might find a place that has catfish and it's like $18, whereas down south, catfish you buy at the like gas station, literally.
Right, and it's better than a lot of the Seattle ones. Like,
so there's this new place opening up called Communion in the Central District for those of you who are in Seattle, and they have. So that's what prompted that tweet. They have grilled okra. I'll eat okra in any form. I love okra. And then they also have po' boy / banh mi. They call it a po' mi. It's like a banh mi sandwich with po' boy. And they fused it together. So I'm all over that. Of course, it is like $18 for a sandwich, but I'll pay the price.
I will say there's a catfish place I know of called Catfish Corner Express. That's I can vouch that one's actually pretty decent. I don't know. Someone brought it to me at work. Like one of my coworkers brought it in. So that's the only way I've tried it. But I've been meaning to go there because that stuff is pretty legit.
I have heard about Catfish Corner. I have not been there though. I feel like the best catfish I had in Washington was like in Lakewood at this place called Blue Note.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hella bomb.
I mean, you're down south now, so you can get all that good stuff.
Man, everything.
Fried okra, good barbecue, pulled pork, all that. Yeah.
Brett, I have a tweet. You said, sure, I believe in science, but do I believe in all science? Like shooting lemurs with tranquilizer darts to weigh their balls? Why did you tweet that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember what. I used to be working on a bit back when we did open mics and stuff. That was about like, a lot of comedy is like you find something that is like indefensible and you defend it, or you find something that's totally not criticizable and you criticize it. You like flip it. So it was like about like all these scientists. Everyone says like, I believe in science. Save us, scientists. Science is great and everything. But what about like the scientists that are just like weighing lemur testicles, or like it was this whole big rant I went on about how who's tracking the average penis length of gorillas or something.
I actually remember this bit. I totally forgot.
It like went over a few times, like when I was able to get like sufficiently like fake fired up about it. But yeah, I think that tweet actually got like someone in the replies was like actually took it at face value and was like, well, we need science and all this stuff, and they like took it like I was like literally attacking science. I thought it was fun. I think it's funny to take the healed position sometimes.
Yeah, it's crazy how dumb people will treat science like religion sometimes.
Yeah,
where it's like they have like that heresy jump where they get all angry, like you can't make fun of. It's like, no, some of it you can make fun of. Some of it's really stupid.
And also,
for sure,
the scientists that are going to like save us are like client scientists. They're not like lemur ball measurers,
Yeah, no, those guys went to community college and
right.
They know how to convert between grams and ounces, but that's all.
They're basically interns with an embarrassing job, like.
Right. But it sounds cool if you're like, I'm a scientist.
I believe in science.
Yeah, you really want to be as vague as possible when talking about science. Yes, I'm a scientist. Science sounds like you're saving the world.
Right.
I like test like stain-proof polymers for carpeting. Like that's the. There's all these science. I guess that was what I was trying to get at. Is like there are all these jobs in science that aren't necessarily like this godsend to humanity.
Yeah, a lot of it is just making money. It turns out.
Exactly. Like, oh, we got a grant for this. Who's gonna measure this shit? All right, next tweet, I guess.
Segue, Vanessa.
Yeah.
She segued herself too. That's great.
Yeah. And okay.
And I'm done.
No, you're not.
All right. As a writer, I choose my words very, very, very super duper carefully.
Yeah, I like that one. I almost chose that one too.
Right? I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, that one's obvious.
Brett, I have one I agree with, and you said shout out to people in Twitter replies who say, "Wow, this is just what I needed today. You just earned yourself a follow." Because is that not a super annoying one? In two, it's the variations on that. Like, you earned yourself a follow. I hope you don't tweet about something I dislike, and then 20 minutes later they've unfollowed you and they're writing tweets about how much they hate you. It's like, why did you?
See, I'm conflicted because I find it touching that people actually think Twitter is that personal of a space where they can be like, great point, to some celebrity or something. But it's also kind of delusional, like if you go to any popular tweet and read down, there will be like, there will be the person that says like, who like replies to the tweet, and then someone thinks the reply is funny and say like, you just earned yourself a follow. Then someone will post like a meme, and then someone will come below it and be like, stealing this meme. Like, it's like, you don't have to tell them it's a meme. You don't have to inform them.
No one cares. That's not how the internet works.
Yeah, especially Twitter.
It's a very boomer way to be. No offense to boomers, but it's like feeling like you have to personally, sir, that I appreciated your sparkling wit. Good day now, or whatever. Like, it's just, that's not, Twitter is much more of a savage place than that. So it's kind of sweet that they think it isn't.
Right. I also, the one I hate more though is the opposite. Is the version of that isn't kind, is the person who's like, well, I would have followed you if I thought this was funny. And it's like, yeah, that's how it all works. Why are we wasting our time? Like,
right. Bye.
It's a random guy from Massachusetts wants to come in and tell me he doesn't understand, with no context, he doesn't understand the tweet I made about something local. Like, to get out of here.
If you delve into replies, like, your faith in like America and humanity will just nosedive. So like sometimes you can actually use it to feel optimistic because you're like, you look around and you're like, all these Trump Proud Boy lunatics everywhere tearing, burning shit. And then you go and look on the replies to any tweet, and they're so stupid that you're like, actually, it's amazing we are still here. We haven't killed each other all yet because these people are fucking dumb. And like, we're actually doing okay considering our like baseline intelligence level.
Yeah, that's what I always think whenever people are really critical of something dumb I put online, is I just think about how many people, like, I just think like, well, I've been to open mics and I know that what a lot of people have to say is dumber than what I have to say, so I choose not to feel bad about it.
For sure. And you can definitely find tweets on Twitter like that every day of the week. Like,
yeah, you actually have to try not to. That's the thing about Twitter. Is you have to follow the other accounts.
It's brutal. And then there's just these people that are just like, some guy says something to you and you're like, well, who the fuck is this guy? So you go to his profile and he's never tweeted an original tweet. They're all replies. And it's like, oh, that's how you're using this platform, just to respond to people who will never, like, I have quality filters on, so I don't see any of that shit. If you guys tweet at me, I see it because we're friends and we follow each other. But if they do, I will never. So they're literally just shouting into the void.
I also don't understand like people who are celebrities or influencers who will respond, and you're like, why did you do that? That person has 2 followers. No one was going to see their weird tweet threatening you, and now you've elevated them to the status of anyone else that actually follows you, and you've put that into the discourse. Like, why wouldn't you just ignore them?
That's, the older I get, the more I just think everything, you should just ignore everything. And eventually just get off Twitter. Like, that's very my game.
That's very like Gen X is just just stop caring about everything. Just let it all go. Just let it disappear behind you.
I'm gonna go read my comic books from when I was a teenager.
There you
ignore all these lunatics.
Time to escape.
For real. All right. The only reason I'd ever consider running for office is to be the first elected official in Washington who can do a kickflip. I think you should do it. But you should like run as Burl, Dirkman.
Burl would be great. I mean, legally, I don't know if he has the documentation. But Burl can't kickflip either. See, Burl, he wasn't allowed to skate because his father was a Marine drill sergeant. But I can kickflip. And I don't know if you remember when Beto O'Rourke was running for down in Texas, and he like skateboarded onto the stage, and there was like a video of him skating around in the parking lot of a Whataburger or something. And I saw that and I was like, hell yeah, Beto! Hey, if he can skate, you know, I don't care what his policies are. But all he could do was like kind of cruise around, you know, like to see a guy like to go up to your inauguration and just like skate up, bust a kickflip, slap your hand on the Bible or whatever, and then, you know, that would be the shit. And you would be really instantly cool. a hero to so many.
Brett, I think you should run here in King County, and I think Burl should run, I don't know, maybe somewhere in Spokane Valley. That might be a place where Burl could do some real good. Right, this is my last tweet. I thought I had one more, but it's just a picture of Merle with grass in his teeth. It's my favorite photo of Merle.
I love that you have a favorite photo of Merle.
Yeah.
That was one. Yeah, he had been chewing grass, so he had one piece just sticking out of his teeth. And of course, when that happens, you notice it turns into an impromptu photo shoot. You're like trying to get the right angle just so you see where the grass is.
Don't move.
Yeah.
It is a great photo. You tweeted, me listening to The Replacements. Do you know what punk rock is? 4-year-old son. It makes you really active. I defy anyone to top that genre description. Which, yeah, I mean, your kid is on top of it.
You can't top it. Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's what punk rock, it makes you really active. It makes you
get you up, get you moving.
Fling yourself around. And yeah, any music that does that is by definition punk rock.
Yeah, I just got one more.
Oh.
The people who design the plates that rotate in the microwave have been fucking up for decades. Is this a hereditary position or something?
What was this about, Brett?
This is something that I think like every 6 to 9 months, I'm like, who is designing these? Like, you know, there's like a little rotary thing but like I have never owned a microwave where it sat, like there's always this deal where like the glass plate, like it keeps like getting all wonky in there. So it's like making this weird noise as it spins around. I've never seen a microwave plate thing that actually works as intended. And it drives me nuts. And so there's that. This one you guys will relate to since you've been on the road in a lot of shitty hotels or motels is the vent in the shower, in the bathroom shower. It's always like crooked, so it's always like.
Oh yeah.
Tables at outdoor cafes are always like wobbly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like how hard are these things to design?
Impossible, apparently.
Like it's like a hereditary. I think it's a hereditary position. Like you're the Duke of microwave plates.
Yeah. So you know, your parents were brother and sister, and you have 3 noses, and you just can't figure out how to keep that plate on the little spinny thing. I get what you mean.
Good.
Yeah, I think these are the big engineering issues of our time. I think a lot of people are focusing on, you know, like how do we stop the pandemic? How do we curb climate change? When, you know, there's a lot of smaller things that we targeted. I mean, we were talking about scientists earlier. You could be scientists hitting those big things, or you could be the guy who stops microwaves from fucking up all the time.
Yes, the aggregate amount of like suffering it will ease would be greater than if you like cured some disease, probably.
Yeah,
because millions of people are experiencing this.
Just the number of embolisms that wouldn't happen. Probably save your life, Brett.
Yeah, it will save lives.
Yeah, somebody's got to get on that.
I mean, now that comedy's over, maybe I can just put my efforts into the plates.
Become an inventor. You could be like Thomas Edison. You could kill an elephant with electricity. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if you should kill an elephant though. That might be taken. People won't like that.
That's part of it.
I mean, they're shooting lemurs out of trees and cutting their balls out. I mean,
yeah. If nothing else, kill that elephant just to put a little fear of science in people. Finally.
Yes, as in make an example of it.
Yeah, just, you know, people have been disrespecting science for a while. Just kill an elephant, be like, hey, that could be you. All right, now fried elephant sandwiches, because this is good for the economy as well.
You know, I wonder what elephant tastes like now. Like, is it good?
That's not a good road to go down.
If you see it, right? Like, because that's a lot of meat. That's a lot of meat right there.
I think anything with gray skin probably doesn't yield good meat. Shark, you ever hear about shark meat?
Very full of ammonia, I hear. Urea, maybe? One of the two.
Science facts
Yeah.
with Travis and Vanessa.
The show is now a science show. This is where we discuss the scientific topics of the day.
The scientific topics.
You heard me.
We're
Scientific
rebranding now.
topics. Is there anything you want to promote when we put this out? Anything you want to like get people to go look at?
You know, if I do comedy stuff, it's through Joketellers Union at the Clock Out Lounge. Both of you, of course, union members in good standing. You can look them up on Facebook. There's a bunch of content.
Well, thanks for doing it, man. Appreciate you being on here. Everybody follow Brett at Brett Hamil. That's your tag, right? It's just at Brett Hamil.
Yep.
Follow Brett at Brett Hamil on Twitter, Instagram, and check out his cartoons that you write for the South Sound Emerald, right? Cool.
South Seattle Emerald. You can find all that on my Twitter feed.
South Seattle.
Pop in, say hi.
Thank you guys for watching, and subscribe and like the video, and check out, we got a bunch of Funnysad. So if you want to see some comedians from around Seattle, check out the playlist.